Yeah, I get right to the racks. Then I make that shit back. Run up on me, get shot in the back.
It's Jerry TV in a beautiful VS Scott Shot Man back another damn City Pop. We have the one and only Guero10k, man.
Yeah.
The bodies that Guero10k, the bodies that got Guero10k life. The story of the Houston Grim Reaper.
Yeah, we did a reaction to this guy. Was it his music?
We did. Sure, get dark in the daytime.
And his songs are pretty groovy, but then we got into his whole backstory.
Yeah, we
killing,
did.
Allegedly, or been convicted of killing grandparents and ops grandparents, and
it got bad. It got bad.
It got nasty. So this guy finally went to trial and blew trial.
Yeah, we're gonna find out right now. I don't know if he blew trial or maybe he just. I think he pled guilty to 5 bodies.
Oh, okay.
So you don't get the death penalty.
Or maybe he cut a deal. Okay.
Well, how do you cut a deal for 5 bodies?
You ain't going nowhere or die.
Oh, I guess the death penalty, right?
Yeah.
But you might as well at that point.
It depends. Tough decision that I hope to never be in.
Yeah, right. It's Jerry TV, Instagram channel. Follow me at Jerry TV Instagram. Follow him at
Pops Reacts.
Listen, we're gonna see what Guero10k's. I guess the background story of it. It's hard to feel bad for a dude like this, man. Like 5, man, 5. That's almost like serial killer level.
This is called nasty business.
Yeah.
This is like evil stuff.
I really need y'all to like the video. Can you like the video for me?
Yeah, please like the video. Subscribe to the channel. Request the content, and then we react. This is a super dope channel. We're not gonna talk no much. Let's get to it.
And we're talking.
Now that the CIA made drill music so minorities would murk each other for no apparent reason, I would honestly not be surprised, because some of the stuff that goes down with these crash out rappers like Guero10k is completely stranger than fiction.
Charged with murder after 9 people were shot while making a rap video.
Yo!
Well, gang violence has always been a staple of life for many residents within Houston, Texas.
Isn't that 9 attempted murder charges, right? If you shoot at someone or a crowd, don't you get like 9 attempt murders? For each person? Like
endangering the pup. I don't really know.
Word.
I don't know too much about the criminal stuff.
Well, gang violence has always been a staple of life for many residents within Houston, Texas neighborhoods. It seems right now we might be at the height of a crash dummy epidemic that has never been seen before. Ever since drill music started to make waves in the early 2010s, we've seen rappers who apparently have bodies on their belt from taking out ops. But have we ever seen rappers that have killed random civilians for no reason at all? Because this current situation going on with local Houston.
That's him dancing in jail. He's coping with the pain, right?
It was that with the dreads? The one?
Yeah, with the braids, with the braids.
Well, that's his home, my man. My man is done.
That's his like residence.
Unfortunately, yeah. Like I ain't saying that to diss him. Like that's it. Like you just gonna make the best of it.
Yeah.
Them civilians for no reason at all, because this current situation going on with local Houston rapper Guero10k might be the first time we see a real life part-time rapper, full-time serial killer just on the loose.
Gang leader Christian Cavazos will spend life in prison. He killed 5 people in 4 months and pled guilty to it.
5 people, 4 families destroyed by one man.
With an astonishing 5 known bodies pinned on him, this dude.
Listen, in 4 months, bro.
He was on a killing spree.
Yeah, he was just on a wild run. But he probably would have got even more bodies if they let him free longer, right?
Yeah, it was nonstop. He was on it. As a matter of fact, we did do like a doc on it. It was crazy because they shot up the car, then he went out. He shot at the first car that looked like the car.
The Dodge, yeah.
He shot the Dodge
Challenger, right?
some shit, and then it was just weird, man. Like a movie shit.
Yeah.
Like if somebody wrote this scenario, you'd be like, nah, people don't do that. Nobody that dumb.
Yeah.
Might be the biggest Hall of Fame crash out we've ever covered on this channel. While his music somehow made waves with 13 million views after his crimes went viral, he became infamous within the state of Texas for 5 murders, 2 of which were on innocent grandparents that had nothing to do with the situation, and 1 of which on an innocent videographer just caught in the crossfire, and 1 attempted murder that left another rapper with part of his skull missing, bruh. It was to nobody's surprise that just yesterday, Guero10k was finally sentenced to life behind bars.
At 22 years old, he was found guilty of killing 5 people. That means he caught 5 bodies. I think he's been locked up since 2020. Oh, in 2019. So he was young, bro.
He was a baby, bro.
He was what? 17. So he was a minor when all this happened.
And he's literally gonna do life because his entire life he's gonna be institutionalized. Literally, he's not 30, he's not 40, he's not 50, he's not 60.
He didn't do 10 years. He didn't do 15 years. He's doing it life.
19. Maybe 18. Yeah, this is sad.
Yeah.
So sad. For the victims, for this guy, horrible.
Like, what do you think his reaction was after the sentencing? Like, how do you even cope with that? Like, maybe he was in shock, right? Like, maybe not though, because he did kill 5 people, right? So you gotta like.
He probably was the stand-up dude. Like, it didn't affect him, but when he lay down in that cell and he sit in the dark and it's cold, you know what I mean, and you can't close the window in your cell and it's freezing,
And your celly's feet stink.
and the mice, and you got mice coming by, and you got a shit in front of another man.
Yeah.
It hits. It hit hard.
which ended a 5-year ordeal that wreaked havoc on the Houston, Texas community, as well as tore many families apart, with brazen shootings in 2019 that resulted in a domino effect that got Guero10k locked up. Today, in light of his life sentence being handed down in the Houston courtroom just hours ago, we gotta get into the story of Guero10k and the bodies that got him mandatory life sentence
and
in
it'd be
Texas
so weird because
right
people will judge you for being a square, right? And then people also judge you for being this guy. So it's not a win-win. So you gotta live your life and pick the best way and how to live. Like,
my advice to you right now, to the young guy that doesn't know if he should continue gangbanging or join the gang, be a square, and you can move to Delaware, where you don't pay no taxes, and that's fair.
now. But before we do, gang, you already know what we got to do, man. Like, comment, subscribe. We're on the road to 100k. Make sure y'all hit that notification bell so whenever I post, y'all tune in. Make sure you hit that link in the description to go cop some merch at StaySafeWorld.com. Let's get into this, man, because this story is honestly insane, and it all starts with chapter 1. While many just look at Christian Ivan Cavazos and just see the eyes of a mindless killer with little to no rational thought, the real story behind this dude that turned him into a serial killer is actually a little deeper than what might meet the eye. No one just wakes up one day and decides to kill 5 people. Most times it gets to this point in the streets, it would most likely be get back for a previous scenario that pushed the killer to the edge. And this
it's not like he killed 5 ops. He killed 3 innocents, gang. How you killed 3 innocents, bro?
He was probably shooting from the car or something. Like, he wasn't running up on people, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you don't really feel the trauma, right? Because you're shooting from a car, so you don't feel.
Yeah, it's different when you shoot somebody up close. But I mean, a killer is a kill is a kill. But you kill innocent.
3.
You killing your ops, grandparents, and it's the wrong grandparents. On top of that, then you kill a
Camera.
blogger. Jesus.
Guero10k seems to be no different from the vicious cycle of violence that started with one death and ended with many. Guero10k, aka Christian Cavazos, is a founding member of a Houston-based gang called 10K. The gang was a more renegade type set, having about 20 to 30 members who were all extremely active. Drive-bys were apparently commonplace, as were murders and attempted murders without an end in sight. The combination of poverty, gun access, drug dealing, funds, and just all-around fried activity allowed for this group of young men to turn into full crash out shooters. While it's not super clear what caused the all-out gang war that made someone target loved ones and bystanders, apparently things started off all the way back in early 2019 when beloved 10K member BJ was allegedly killed back then. His death, apparently many believe, was at the hands of a member of a rival gang called Cash Out and by an apparent shooter from the group named Spaz. Ever since that incident, it seemed like Guero10k lost all his chill and went on a complete rampage, taking down body after body. Many believe that his first was walking down Spaz and get back for his friend. However, this body is not one that he got later charged for. At the same time, Guero10k was starting this tear throughout the city. Another rapper by the name of Cash Out Ace was starting to make a name for himself within the rap scene, having a close relationship to rapper Cap G, who was big at the time. Cash Out Ace, apparently looking to diss 10K, made a song with Cap G where he mentioned the beef and had some type of music video that had Guero10k's ex-girlfriend. Later from that point, the internet beef turned into a real life situation. Things took a turn for the worse after Cash Out Ace went on IG Live basically indicating he had a problem with 10K and Guero.
Who the fuck is a 10K? Nigga, fuck 10K. Yeah, hola de cash.
It honestly might not make sense why he did this. Probably a combination of being armed, fried, and looking for clout for his music. It's needless to say, this was most likely the worst possible move to make because karma would come fast in form of an infamous drive-by shooting, which we'll get into right now in chapter 2. The video shoot gone wrong. Miguel Gallardo, aka Cash Out Ace, was a buzzing rapper at the time, but had a number of problems in the streets. In 2019, he was getting some exposure making songs with Cap G IG, who at the time was pretty big nationwide, as I said before. At the same time, he was getting a different type of exposure, throwing disses towards another rival gang named 10K in various songs. On December 27, 2019, in the middle of his beat, he was looking to capitalize on his momentum with a music video. Knowing he had ops lurking, he decided to hit up 10 of his close friends with an address. At around 9 p.m. that night, about 15 people pulled up to a parking lot in the 500 block of Smart Street with a videographer named Gonzalo Gonzalez, a University of Houston student, set to film the nighttime video. However, at around 9:30 p.m., things somehow, someway took a turn for the worse, where members of 10K were able to locate the video. This is when all hell broke loose, with Guero10k apparently pulling up to the video shoot with an AK-47, opening fire on the crowd.
Men are dead. Another 7 injured after they were ambushed while filming.
Oh my god! And it's not that hard to get the drop, bro. It only takes just one girl to get the drop. One person to post a location of where you're at on IG.
Yeah. Damn, AK.
But it's a weird dynamic because people hate rappers who cap, right? About like doing drills, or people hate just cap rap. But he's actually doing it, and then he gets hate, which I don't mind because he's killing innocents. It's not like you killed your ops. But I don't think in general you shouldn't get no love. But I'm saying like it's a weird dynamic because like it's a lose-lose. You might as well just stay off the streets.
It's pretty interesting, right? So I'm 67 years old and he's 16 years old. So I'm listening to him talk, and this is how normal the violence has become.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like when we listen to hip hop, yeah, there was beef, yeah, there was drama, there was fist fights, there was shooting, there was stabbings. But now this shit is so commonplace for y'all generation. It's crazy, bro. Like you just talked about that shit like it's normal. Like, yeah, it's okay, he killed. I'm like, yo, like in my head, I'm like, yo, this is like hip hop is. That's why hip hop needs to be broken into categories, because this is not hip hop. This is war.
Yeah.
This is war music.
Video. The gunfire erupted around 9:30 last night on Berwyn Drive in North Houston. According to Sheriff Ed Gonzalez, there is no one in custody yet. They don't know if the suspects were on foot or in cars.
At around 9:30 p.m., the Harris County Sheriff was called to the 500 block of Smart Street with reports of gunfire and an ambush-style attack. When they arrived on scene, they immediately saw 9 people shot, with a couple of victims looking like near fatalities. When the dust settled, they identified 2 people that were dead, including bystander Jonathan Jimenez and videographer Gonzalo Gonzalez. Cash Out Ace was identified as having a gunshot wound to the arm and a shot that went through his eye socket and out the side of the skull. Miraculously, he was able to survive this ordeal with his life.
And he can still see, I think, too. An eye socket maybe through here?
I don't know.
Woo!
I can't even explain that shit.
The thing about this shooting though is this wasn't even the first attempt at Cash Out Ace's life at the hands of Guero10k. Just 2 months before, Guero10k and his accomplice Kevin Badillo and Rico10k would spin on Cash Out Ace, or who they thought was Cash Out Ace, but unfortunately shot 2 random people that had nothing to do with this altercation at all, which we're gonna get into right now in chapter 3, the accidental shooting.
No, so you're telling me after he spun on the grandparents and killed them on accident, not an accident, he killed them, he still was like, he didn't feel bad about that. He still was like, we still gotta catch this nigga lacking.
I don't know if it happened prior.
No, he just said that. He said that the grandparents died, and then after that, he spun.
This guy was on. He's a demon, man.
Wow. So you're telling me you don't lay low and be like, yo, we just killed 2 grandparents?
No, he was a demon.
Wow. And he didn't snitch either, I think, so.
Harris County 911, what's the location of your emergency? I live at Grand Cedars. How can I help you? There is a lot of gunfire going on outside. Okay, how many shots have you heard? How many shots have we heard? Probably 20.
2 months before that music
Bro
video,
let off 20 shots for people he didn't even know was his ops. Like, he didn't know if it was them or not. Like, how you don't know? I'm gonna let off 20 shots to... You don't let up 2 or 3. You let up 20. Just spray up the whole house, the whole car.
And the 911 lady was all calm. How many shots you heard? I would have been like, how many shots? And what's your exact location?
She's desensitized.
Let's get to it, yo. Like, you're like interviewing her. Like, yo, like, does it matter how many shots?
Shooting on September 25th, 2019, Guero10k and other members of 10k like Rico and Kevin Badillo were posted in a vehicle on IG Live, apparently arguing with rival rapper Cash Out Ace. In the midst of the argument, Cash Out Ace apparently told 10k to pull up on him, and he was in a gray Dodge Charger. Now, why on earth you would give a crew of straight crash outs your vehicle description is beyond me, but what happened next is something I would have never guessed. Literally moments after this call, Guero10k spots a random Dodge Dodge Charger right in front of them. Literally the first Dodge Charger they see as they're prowling in what they believe is Cash Out Ace's neighborhood. This is when all hell breaks loose. At around 1:20 a.m., neighbors at the Francitas Drive area of Northwest Houston called police frantically after hearing dozens of shots from the front of their home. Police pulled up and saw an extremely gruesome scene with 3 people hit critically and an elderly couple dead. Around 20 minutes before the police pulled up, Romero and Rosalba Reyes were just pulling up to their house after being with Rosalba's mother as she just passed away in the hospital. They had a really long and exhausting night and just gotten into their driveway when a dark colored Honda pulled up alongside their purple Charger and sprayed indiscriminately at it with their whole family in the car. Initially, Rosalba ran out of the car for her life and was gunned down immediately in the fire. Romero, seeing this, got out of the car to try to help her when he was then gunned down too. Their niece's ex-husband then ran from inside the house.
Like, it was probably dark, so maybe Guero didn't see him. See that their grandparents. Like, come on, gang. What are you doing? Bro? How you don't know your ops, bro?
Like, a lot of times, this is like...
You should just be mad. Like, how you don't know your ops? Kill your ops. Don't kill random people.
This shit is dumb. This shit is stupid.
Yeah, like...
And a lot of times with gunfire, like, once somebody starts shooting, everybody starts shooting.
Bro, that's someone's grandparents, gang. Like, imagine, bro, one of your grandparents in the comments, of whoever's watching, your grandparents die over some dumb shit, like, has nothing to even do with them at all.
Let's just shoot the first Durango, whatever Charger we see. Yeah. Like, that makes sense in their world.
And I feel like down south there's way more American cars, right? People drive more American cars.
There's a lot of Merc.
So he, come on,
to confront the shooters, but he was then shot in the leg as the car had turned back around to make sure to finish the job.
And is Houston this bad? Like, I don't, like, is this a Houston thing? Like, is this normal for Houston? People just get shot every day? Like,
yeah, let us know. Like, is gunplay relevant? I think it's a carry
open carry
state.
Yeah, like
open carry city, or is it Houston?
I think when
Texas open carry.
I think when you're 18, you can just buy a gun without a license.
Have that shit on your head. I know I lived in El Paso, Texas, and people used to have the shotguns on the back of their pickup truck.
Shout out to the 416, right? What is it?
I don't know.
You don't know? Come on, you lived there.
Bro, I was like fucking 10.
Scene that sounds like something out of a gangster movie, not something that would go down in a usually quiet suburb. The dark car sped off, and when police arrived, they tried to help those injured, but the ex-husband was the only survivor, with Romero and Rosalba being dead at the scene. For over 2 years, that shooting would go unsolved. Meanwhile, though, GUERO10k was celebrating these deaths when he saw it on the news. He was thinking he somehow upped the score, and he had caught Cash Out Ace's grandparents lacking. However, those people had nothing to do with Cash Out Ace or GUERO10k's ongoing war at all, and were just random bystanders at the wrong place and at the wrong time. And in all actuality, it was this shooting that would allow investigators to put together the pieces with the Cash Out Ace shooting and another shooting to eventually catch all the members of 10K when one of them started talking, which we'll get into right now, the downfall. Shortly after the shooting that injured Cash Out Ace, the police were on 10K's trail quite heavy after they had multiple mistakes that allowed police to put together a timeline of events. At some point around 30 minutes after the music video shooting, the same black 2-door Honda Civic was reportedly a part of another shooting when they pulled up on a man taking his trash and tried to take him out. Fortunately, the man survived, but as the shooters were in a hurry to get away from the scene, one of the men dropped their cell phone and left it at the driveway where they were shooting at the dude. At the time, the Harris County
criminals are not the smartest, bro.
And it's so interesting how, like, he just kept spinning and spinning and spinning and spinning. Like, he didn't care. He was like, I'm gonna just... It was almost like he was trying to prove a point. You know that kid in high school who was just... That kid who just always wanted to, like, be down? You could tell that was his vibe. Like, he just wanted to be down with a gang.
But I wanted to be down. I wasn't down with the cool kids in high school, but I didn't want to get down to killing people. You know what I mean? Chill, killer.
No.
We're doing a show, killer.
I think he just wanted to stay cool. I think he just wanted to, like, seem like he's, like, cool. I don't know what it is. Like, to prove a point that he's really like that. Like, what do you gain from that?
Cool shit gets you.
Sheriffs arrived on scene. They discovered the phone and saw it was in recovery mode as people who had lost it were trying to use Find My iPhone to try to track it down. The police would then meet up with Cash Out Ace's brother, who was injured in the hospital from the music video shooting, and questioned him in the hospital after he was shot. He told them about the ongoing issues his brother Cash Out Ace had with the gang 10K and said that GUERO10k and REAPER10k were threatening his brother online for months now, and even just hours hours before the shooting took place. After this conversation, they were able to get the FBI to tap GUERO10k's Snapchat account, where they found plans of him and other members organizing the shooting. One of the people that Guero was talking to on a Snapchat about the shooting had an email registered to Kevin Badillo. At the same time, they were able to identify the person's cell phone at the scene as Luis Santis, aka REAPER10k. It was at this point the FBI was able to track everyone's phone and ping them to the location of the music video shooting easily because they all brought their phones for some reason. On top of that, they were able to track another member's phone who was following Cash Out Ace after spotting him at the mall earlier that day.
I see that video one more time.
Yeah, right. Come on, get
my man. You could have put anything. Why are you showing the same video the whole time?
Those two guys, I think they got caught up. Those are the Guero and his mans.
That's the Rico dude.
Yeah, Rico 10K.
Yo,
how many years he got?
This is sad on some of the others.
Oh yeah, like what is your thoughts, bro? Like, can you put a nice
Well, spin on this as far as how I feel. I feel like this is horrible. I mean, we live in a beautiful country where there's so much to do, and you guys are beefing over internet beef, over songs, over demonic devil shit. This is why it's important that we cover stuff like this so you can see this is what happens, bro.
When you want to be in the streets.
This is what happens when you want to be in the street. I keep telling y'all, bro, get a job, stay in school, don't be no fool. Follow your heart, man, not your friends. Because some of your friends can lead you to dead ends.
Good point.
Yes, sir. That's a song, by the way.
GUERO10k's phone as he organized the hit. Police were able to get toll booth footage of a black two-door Civic leaving the scene of the music video shooting at a high rate. Were able to track his whereabouts and find his vehicle information. Right? They went searching for the owner of this car.
Bro. Y'all make it so easy for the police, bro.
And this shit is over and over. We do so many videos like this, yo. These dudes get caught over and over. This fool dropped his cell phone, bro.
That's one thing you do.
Like when you go on a war, you shouldn't even have that shit on you. They pinging your shit.
Who brings a cell phone to war?
You don't even put it in your zipper pocket.
We gotta laugh at these dudes because there's people in the streets right now who haven't made the decision to up the pole yet and really take someone's life. Yeah. So you
don't do it.
You have to clown people like this so you know, like, this is not worth the game. We'll clown you. If you go to jail for life for killing 5 people, we're gonna clown you. This is not cool to do.
Because first of all, for you to even behave like this, you gotta be absolutely batshit crazy or freaking stupid.
Sometimes
and it's unfortunate when you're stupid and crazy.
Pops, you know what it is? A lot of people want to be down. Like, people just want to seem like want to fit in. You know what I'm saying? People have
I mean, there was emotion. I mean, I'm not defending the guy. The guy was emotionally involved. He killed his friend. So there's many layers to this onion.
Yeah, for sure.
There's a lot, but I'm just saying, stay out of that shit, bro. I grew up in the South Bronx. I just mind my business. I just avoided it.
Who had recently sold the vehicle to another person who sold the vehicle again, where it ended up in a junkyard. And when police found the car, it still had spent shell casings in it from multiple different shootings and other obvious evidence that linked them all to the crimes. Police were able to look back at who was the owner of the vehicle at the time, and they found that Susana Seguro, aka Kevin Badillo's mom, had purchased the car on a Facebook marketplace shortly before. This basically connected the case all together, and they were able to pin 10K on the music video shooting for sure. 2 years later, after that incident, on April 22nd, 2021, the FBI executed a search warrant on GUERO10k's home, where they found a Glock with a switch, along with pounds of weed, a bunch of lean, and an arsenal of guns that could take out a small army. I'm talking like 7 rifles. I guess bro had somehow gotten complacent, thought he was never going to get caught for anything because years had gone by, but by that time, the feds and the police had other plans. On September 21, police would later arrest Kevin Badillo on an arrest warrant and take him into questioning. Best believe bro got to talking expeditiously. I mean, look at this dude, bro. They got footage of him and bro's looking sad. You know, he's like damn near like Italian beef and Pepsi. You get that fast food. Bro was like this. Bro was the dude that pulled up to the actual drive-thru and got a whole order from police, bro, because bro went to talking as soon as they asked him about it, and he told everything, even shit that didn't even have anything to do with the music video shooting. He admitted to being the driver at the music video shooting and owning the car that was used at the incident and the other shooting shortly after. He gave a play-by-play of pulling up to the parking lot with the video.
He's still going to prison, even if he rats, because you're going to go.
He got to get some time. I know he ain't walk away.
He got it 10 to 20 still, right? Like 20 years still.
Probably 10, 15.
Because it was different murders, right?
I don't know, because it's Texas, bro. So I don't know. They might have just still threw him under the bus.
Guero and Rico in the back seat and said they aired out the video with GUERO10k using an AK-47 spraying out the window as they were driving. Police also asked him if he knew about any information about the Reyes shooting, and this is where he broke down crying and told them that he knew about that too, and that was GUERO10k as well. He basically told the whole story of them being on the phone, as well as a direct aftermath where GUERO10k saw the shooting on the news and was happy because he believed they were Cash Out Ace's grandparents, even though they had nothing to do with the incident at all, which we said before. To make matters worse, best believe GUERO10k was
to get the cops on his side. You think the snitch lied about it?
I don't think so. I think he's just scared to death. He said everything.
Yeah.
He's like, at 6 o'clock I took a piss. At 7:15 we got in the car. At 6:15 I tied my shoelace. Motherfucker was scared to death, bro.
Dropping the most self-incriminating music videos as possible. He was seen rapping on IG Live with a song stating he spun the block.
And the thing about it is this, and I've been in a situation like that. Like, some dudes are evil, bro. So he driving the car,
and
they putting in the work, and the minute they think that you might say something, guess what happens to you?
You get knocked off.
You get knocked off because these dudes are killing people like you turn a doorknob to go in your house. They're doing this shit every day without thinking.
My theory is maybe the kid is so soft that he just took his car.
All that. He could have been soft. He could have been hard rock. But when I'll tell all the time, you know what I mean? I got 17 sons, bro. I tell them, yo, everybody get a job. Because when you go to jail, when they sit you in that room, like, yo, you're looking at 26 years and you 30. You coming out when you 56. Niggas is singing.
Left about Horde dead, alluding to the music video shooting. On top of this, his previous video, which now has like 13 million views, had many of the guns which were later found to be connected to the multiple murders in it. All in all, I say this dude might be the biggest crash out we've ever seen on this planet. When he first got arrested after the SWAT raid, there was pretty much no chance he was going to be his case. The only thing he could fight for was his life, as Texas has the death penalty for capital murders. But fast forward to today, and somehow, some way, he was able to not get the death penalty, and on September 20th, 2024, officially pled guilty and was sentenced to life in prison for 5 murders with no chance of parole for the next 40 years, bruh. Honestly, this ended a crazy cycle of violence that at one point looked like it was gonna keep going, you know? Bro was just brazenly taking people out, taking out random civilians. If you think about it,
if you do that much on Demon Time, be like, yo, just give me the death penalty. Like, spare me, dude, right? That's what you said.
That's what I was thinking. But
just spare me because I'm 22. Like, now I'm gonna sit here and suffer
for 40 years, 60 years.
Just, like I'm on Demon Time. I'm already going to hell. I'm the devil's child. Just let's go.
Yeah,
I'm guilty. You give me the death penalty.
Yeah, end it all. But death row, I heard they don't really execute people like that. You go on death row.
No, Texas, they frying you. Oh wow! I think they might inject you now, but they used to fry people like this. Wow. Yeah.
He better make some butt buddies.
Craziest thing about this dude, besides the fact that he went out and just killed people and then rapped about it indiscriminately, is most of the people that he murked had nothing to do with the incident. You know, 3 out of the 5 people that got killed, maybe even more, 4 out of the 5 people, pretty much everyone that got killed were not his actual op. The one person that actually survived was his actual op. Everyone else was just collateral damage. Bro killed 5 people that were pretty much innocent, that had nothing to do with the instance at all. Bro. He literally killed everyone around his op, but didn't even get to his op, which honestly is crazy in itself. And it's honestly kind of, I don't even understand how bro didn't even get the death penalty, because you would think that this type of dude that's just like a serial killer, the state would just want to kill him, because it's like, bruh. And on top of this, when he was fighting,
must be a blue state.
You gotta show an example. Like, life is not enough. Like, I know this sounds crazy to say, but
no, but he killed and then you killed
innocent, bro. Innocent. You gotta show people like,
one thing if you get in with other gangbangers and y'all trying to kill each other, but you're just killing old people.
You gotta show them like, yo, you're not gonna be out here killing innocent people, bro. That's one thing you're not gonna be doing. I think he deserved the death penalty.
Maybe that now we're gonna let you live and you're just gonna suffer the rest of your life.
How do y'all feel about it? Even gangsters in the comments say, like, how do y'all feel? Does he deserve the death penalty?
Death for life. Death for life.
Yeah.
But life sentence or death sentence?
And squares, you guys can say something. All right.
His whole case, bro, had bed charges for like the switches and the different guns and being gun traffickers and stuff like that. Bro, it was just a recipe for just down bad activity. Yeah. And honestly, I've been seeing this dude online and on Instagram for a number of years now. It's probably been like 6 years, and it's finally an end and closure for all these families that went through this crazy maniac going through all this, you know. But it's just, we feel that this dude is just like crazy and had no mind and was just mindlessly killing people. I guess this story kind of breaks it down that like there was more to this story than just a dude just going around trying to kill people, obviously. But it doesn't really matter when you just kill random civilians and it had nothing to do with them at all, you know. It's just sad at that point and destroyed so many lives. You see when they finally show his sentencing, all the families that were finally like getting a little bit of closure. It was like 10 people they interviewed because it was just an enormous amount of people that died that bro honestly got off lucky, you know. Who would have expected? Because at the end of the day, bro should have definitely gotten the death penalty. And as for everyone else in 10K, they're pretty much locked up and get life in prison also. So you know, they didn't really make it in the rap music, but they made it in the infamous crash out type activity online. So I guess that's a win for them. Yeah. Who knows, man? But hey, the reason why
people are gonna forget about this kid so quick.
Yeah, that's not making it. They didn't make it in rap music, but they made it in the infamous crash out. What is that?
Yo,
that's something.
By next Easter, you will never hear about this kid ever again. That's the sad part.
You won't hear about him till
Thanksgiving.
As soon as they find Young Thug guilty as shit, we'll be talking about Young Thug next week or some shit.
That's true.
Yeah, internet's crazy nowadays. Everything's
really
fast.
is to give light to the whole situation and tell the whole entire story, because a lot of these news clips though, they only show like a little bit here and there. They only show some type of things that go down, and they don't tell you the full story in those little news clips or those little articles.
Bro,
so
you know, I
we had to break it down for y'all, man. But hey, let me know in the comments.
Shout out to bro who goes to Scar.
Shout out to the bro.
And it's Jerry TV. We love you, man. If you want to cover more crazy stories like this, I want to do more shit like this. Let us know, come so we can laugh at them and clown them. We out of here, man. Peace.
And I know how it gets, so I gotta stay low, now move my knot. I don't trust no nigga, I don't trust no man, ain't no friends, everybody get shot. You never know how nigga gon' throw, I'm hitting the floor with a couple of shots. You better move, you better duck, either way to go, you'll get